Hey guys, happy Friday! It's time to do some operations over here. We're going to be doing one of those sort of informal operations. I'm still not sure what to call it. Just kind of hanging out kind of operations here. So I figured, why don't we just kind of pick up where we left off with the last video, which we had our SD40 over here. We did a couple of switching there back in the background, and you know, we had some extra cars and stuff like that. So let's just finish that up and then you know, see what happens here. Now, I saw we got this guy. I can't remember if we brought him with us, and I think we picked up the boomer car. So these two are still to be dropped off. The hopper there and the yellow box car, and then the boomer box car back here is I love how I call it the boomer box car. Nobody knows what that means, but the green one here that looks really crappy, and I say that in a loving way with boomer. I guess I gotta explain it. So this box car, I call it the boomer box car because he's very talented, as you know. If you haven't seen Boomer's channel, go check it out. Boomer Dioramas, I think it is. And so he did a video about sort of weathering a box car, and he had a little method where it was sort of like this wet on wet sort of method where you kind of slap the paint on and then used some thinner or something, isopropyl alcohol, to kind of wash it off, and just sort of, you know, it was like a really quick and easy way of weathering a box car. The only problem is, so I tried it because I weather all my stuff, and unfortunately I made one little mistake on there, and I mixed things up, and so mine came out looking, well, it came out looking like that, which some people say looks okay, but anyway, that's why I call it the boomer box car, because it's just it's this awful looking car, and it's my fault, not Boomer's. Anyway, let's see. So we got the hopper and the box car. What are we gonna do? I think, since we're over here on this end, and the engine is fired up, I just haven't quieted it down here. Let's bring the sound up a bit. We're gonna go ahead and grab those two guys back there, and we're gonna put our little middle car over here into our yellow one back there. I think that's what we're gonna do. So we plop the camera over here somewhere. We'll see what this looks like. And then I got to figure out what I'm going to do with that other car. Let me see. I just got to go in there, down there. See, I'm thinking what to do with the hopper, because I kind of wanted to take the hopper down, down towards the fascia and do one of those industries. And I'm wondering if I should leave them there or do what with it. I don't know. Who knows? What the heck. Let's go ahead and disconnect over here. And let me see. Can you even see this? Not yet. Oh, by the way, in the other video I was saying it seems like this shelf is, I don't know, bigger or something. Actually, it's not. Well, I figured out what it was. The shelf up on top over here, which you can't see, is the exact same size as the shelf in the other location. The only difference is the track is closer to the background. And so whereas I only need to go, this far into, over there, over here, I gotta let me get this on. I gotta go way over here and kind of get underneath the shelf. Great. To get to get things uncoupled over there. So and that's why I think I'm going to take the box car with me here. But anyway, that is why I keep kind of having to go a little bit farther underneath here, because I thought I was going crazy. I thought maybe my shelf was bigger or something. I don't know. Anyway, so the plan here is to watch a little RC car videos, and while we're doing switching over here, we're going to run down here and do a runaround over on this end. We're taking the hopper with me because eventually with the hopper, we're going to come down the center over here and switch that stuff out. So I want to have that hopper on this side of the locomotive. And we can do all our switching here with it connected up right there. Hope that makes sense. Look at all these trees over here. I can't wait to get, right there is good. Get, you know, some more scenery on here. And then we can really kind of set up our, you know, set up our shots and all that stuff. Hope everybody's having a good week so far. Finally Friday, not that it makes a difference to me. We're going to kind of do this sort of in the proper order here though. I'm going to have to stop. We're going to have to change our turnout. Where is Mr. Torres here? Actually, the nice thing about using the SD40, man, it's got those big dance floors either side, and with my new larger sort of pads that I put on the figures, they actually fit on this guy. So go figure. Yeah, see, they made it funny. All right there, Mr. Torres. Let's head on out. We're gonna run all the way down here. And then we'll come up on behind the backside of the boomer box car there. And then shove those guys in and out off to the left of the screen here. Get that all switched out. And then, once we got that done, then we'll come down with just the hopper. And I don't remember if we picked them up last time or what. I don't remember. Oh, stop. Gotta switch the turnout back there. I'll bring you a little bit closer here. Oh, it looks nice with those mountains in the background now, huh? Instead of that plain blue background there. Now, actually, yeah, Mr. Torres needs to get over here. All right. Yeah. Maybe we'll go see Benjamin here in a little bit. He's hanging out in the backyard. It's been a little, I don't know, chilly, should I say? You know, 65, something like that. So it's chilly for us over here, but more kind of normal. Or I didn't say normal. I hate when they say that. It's not normal. It's average. And I say that because, well, I was a weather forecaster in the Air Force, so I was a professional weather forecaster for 23 years total. And when you say normal, you think like, well, then everything else is not normal, but it actually is. We're just talking about average. It's sort of the average now. So this is the average temperature in wintertime here. We gotta get Mr. Torres up here. Is yeah, 65-ish right around here in Southern California. And that's what we got. But yeah, you know, it's a little chilly, kind of. Feels chilly. Kind of wish I had a little wide angle lens here. I know it looks a little barren over here, right? We gotta get some scenery going. just got to get up to the turnout right there. Then we're going to hold right there. Mr. Torres is going to run all the way over here. Unlock it. Oh, I got to get locks. And then come around this way. We can run in there and get our pickups. It's always fun to have fun on a new section of the layout, you know, where there's actually something to look at. You're starting to get a little bit of scenery down. Ooh, right there's good. It's one of the things well, if I was to give anybody advice on doing YouTube videos, and listen, you can do whatever you want, it's all good. Just my 2 cents kind of thing. If you want to do YouTube videos and have trains running and stuff like that, having a little bit of scenery goes a long way. You can see how just having the mountains over here, man, it looks totally different. Go look like 4 videos back where, you know, we kind of ran over here and there was no background. Yeah, having a little bit of scenery kind of helps. That's why if you look at my videos, you don't see a lot of running around in places that don't have scenery, for the most part. I mean, obviously, sometimes you gotta, when you're building something new a little bit. But, I trying to get my brake off. But for the most part, yeah, it kind of helps to have a little bit of scenery, you know. Sometimes I see some guys running, and it's like they're running on like a piece of plywood and some track. And unless you're like a really good talker, like unless you're like, hey, you're giving us a variety show or something like that, you know what I mean? It might get a little boring, especially when you're not saying anything and all you're doing is just running a little train on a piece of plywood. I don't know. Just my little, 2 cents advice. Not that I'm not picking anybody out in particular or anything like that. It's not something I saw recently. Just in general, I'm trying to explain why maybe I'm running here now as opposed to why was I not running here before. Because I've actually got some scenery here to kind of play with. Even though it's, it's only like 10% done here. Well, I don't know if say 10. I'd probably say it's about 25% done. We actually got quite a bit here. We've got, right there is good. You know, if I come back here, we got the backdrops done. We got the ground, we got the base ground cover dirt for the most part done. We got the ballasting done. We have our general layout of, meaning we have the track layout and where the streets are and where the industries are going to be. We have all that kind of set up. We've got a couple boxes over here as stand-ins, right? And toilet paper rolls back there. But we're like, hey, say 20% there, right? 25%. We're going to shove these 2 guys here. We'll drop them off, and then we're going to run down, and we'll do our hopper over there. Read Mr. Torres. Now the fun thing over here, we have the track that goes across the street, but there's no industry here, right? Like kind of there is in the other side of the layout. I'm going to put the camera up here on top of the building. There you go. Now the reason for that, see, here's what I'm talking about. Now I got to get back in here, and this track is closer to the background than it is on the other location. Come on. Oh my goodness. Somebody was saying he always has trouble with his couplers. the reason I have trouble with the couplers, holy mackerel, making a mess here. Nope, we're good there. It's actually because of the sticks I'm using. They're just chopsticks, and they get worn after a while, and they get very rounded right here at the tip. And so what I have to do is go grab an X-Acto and kind of whittle down the tip here, you know, so it's sort of you know, got some flat spots. It's not perfectly rounded, you know, like a pencil in a pencil sharpener sort of thing. You want to have a little bit of whittling in there. You want to have those little flat spots so you can get in there and get a little leverage on the coupler. So that's why I'm currently, at least with this one here, am having issues. Most of my couplers and everything are all, well, I'm going to say, you know, they're pretty good. There's a few that are a little wacky. Mainly on these hoppers here, just because I haven't gotten around. To these boxes make for good little stands here, huh? There you go. Dude, I love it. I think I'm going to run this guy more because then I can get the guys up there. Let's see, all right, that's closed. Yep. But what was I talking about? Oh yeah, couplers. Yeah, so I just, you know, there's always some stuff to do. And usually when I get new cars, or I haven't gotten any new cars in a while, but when I do get a new car, usually the first thing I do is I switch out the couplers. I mean, I get it, it comes in the mail, I open it up, I put it on the workbench wherever, I grab my KD box of, you know, 5,000 KD couplers, and I put KD couplers on it, and I, you know, lube it all up and with some dry graphite, and I get them working all nice, and I check the height and everything else. So I do all that stuff. But again, if it's if the car is a little, you know, cheap, and you're kind of pushing down on it, you know, it still needs a little bit of maintenance after a little while. So like everything else in model railroading, yeah, you know, everything needs a little bit of maintenance here and there. Couplers, ooh, good like track right there. Probably got some glue on the top of the rail. Let's jump back here a little bit. I like having that box. It gives me just a little bit of extra height. I did that in the past, you know, I would use like a box like that, and I would actually just set my cell phone, you know, propped up against it. It kind of gave you a nice height for viewing stuff. Alright, well, while we run down in here, I am trying to decaffeinate. So today I'm drinking green tea. No, it's not beer or anything else weird. Green tea. Supposed to have less caffeine than coffee, right? Keeping me warm here on a chilly, you know, 65-degree day. Come back here. I'm gonna try to set you down someplace where you can see stuff. Alright, so we're going to pull forward over here. We're not going to do anything with the tank cars, which the camera is sitting basically on top of. We're going to head all the way down there, grab those two, drop this one off, come back around. Right there's good. You know, I like doing videos here on this side too, because now that we're kind of starting on the scenery and stuff, it also helps me figure out, you know, kind of sort of massage the scenery a little bit. to see what looks good on camera, that sort of thing. Where I can place the camera. Like I can kind of tell, like right over here, I'm gonna have to kind of have the camera off the layout here to really get nice shots. You can see that looks nice there. But if I put the camera over here, it's a little funky. You know what I mean? I think I mentioned it before. It's like all this, you know, all this goofy cinematography mumbo jumbo you got to deal with when you're making train videos on YouTube. See, there's no real good place to stick the camera right here to get the action here, other than, well, kind of up here, off the layout. All right, right there's good. Yeah, see that coupler height? That hopper. Yeah, well, you know, we haven't had any bell yet. It looks so good right here. All right, enough bells. Anyway, let's see. What else is going on? I saw some people subscribe to the RC car channel after the last video. I was talking about it a little bit. And yeah, thank you very much. Hope you guys enjoy that. I know, you know, us kind of guys that mess with trains, we have multiple hobbies probably, I'm guessing. Or, you know, some of us do. Or most of us do. Let's put it that way, I think. That's my guess. And so... and that's what I've heard too from a lot of viewers, that you know, they have multiple hobbies, they kind of jump around. One other thing, you know, which was interesting, somebody mentioned it somewhere, I don't remember where, but somebody did a video someplace about you know, getting bored, and what other people have done those sort of videos. You know, how do you stay motivated? Do you ever get bored? Do you ever lose interest, you know, when you're building your layout or just doing your trains and stuff like that? Well, boy, there's a lot of ways to make sure that you don't get bored. One of them is to try different aspects, right? Maybe try doing some weathering, you know, do some painting, you know, get an airbrush, try doing something like that, you know. Let's see if I gotta clear that. Man, that's the next thing I'm doing, is putting some yellow markers over here so I know when I'm gonna clear the rail there, so I'm not fouling it. But you know, what was I saying? Yeah, try different things. Maybe weathering is something new you could try that will kind of keep your interest. Or maybe a different form of operations. You know, maybe you're doing ops one way, or maybe you're not doing operations at all, you know. So maybe try some operations, or try something new in operations. Try a different method, you know. Give car cards, JMRI, you know, Operation Pro, whatever it is. Or, you know, the dice thing that we do, you know. Try something different just to keep you engaged and excited. Or one of the other things is, well, I'm literally sticking this into my neck, holding the camera. Holy moly. Take a break. Sometimes it's okay to, you know, sort of step away. Maybe just for a few days, or, you know, a week, or whatever you got to do. But try a different hobby. Like I said, and that's why I like having, well, I've always been like that. I've always had like multiple interests. Astronomy, you know, like telescopes, RC cars, RC airplanes, you know, scale models, building ships, building airplanes, building tanks and armor and all sorts of stuff like that. I could go on and on and on. Saltwater fish tanks. I have another channel that used to be a pretty decent sized channel. I did saltwater fish tanks, believe it or not. And at one point, I think I had, between me and my daughter in our house, we had like 12 tanks, all sorts. And when I say saltwater, I mean like reef tanks. So we had, you know, all sorts of, you know, corals and all sorts of fish and everything else. And, you know, that's a whole nother hobby kind of thing. And I actually had a pretty decent size YouTube channel. I actually made more money on that channel than I do on this one, but that's because the way YouTube doesn't pay us as much as they used to, kind of thing. But anyway, all that to say, you know, try a different hobby. Try something different for a change, and then come back to trains. Like I've done that many times. Like I said, you know, it's taken this long for me to kind of get this new section. I'd have to go back. It'd be really funny if anybody wants to go back and look at my videos. I don't know exactly how long ago it was when I said, okay, I got plans for a new expansion, you know, and here we are now. I'm guessing it's at least a year plus to get to this point. But that's because, you know, whatever, I'm doing other stuff too. I'm keeping motivated to step away from trains and go do something different a little bit. And then you kind of come back in here and you're like, ooh, you know. All of a sudden you do one little thing and you're right back into it. You're back motivated. Let's see, what are we doing here? Okay, we did our drop off. We got to do our runaround over here, so we're just gonna shut that. Keep on going. Ooh, other way there, Engineer Rick. Yeah, I got like several hobbies. Sports shooting, you know, target practice, target shooting, you know, reloading. So sometimes I jump into that. You know, you've seen my kind of reloading equipment over there. So, you know, I'm into, you know, let's see how small of a hole I can make, you know, at 100 yards kind of thing. So I always kind of jump around between my hobbies, but the older I've gotten, the more sort of I take my time a little bit more, and I'm able to focus a little bit more, you know. So I would say keep it maybe small, you know, have like 2 or 3 different things that you can kind of bounce around between, you know, meaning, you know, one thing being your trains and maybe something else. Painting, I mean, by painting, I mean like, you know, oil painting. Like that's another thing I did. Let me see here. Paddle boarding, there you go. Paddle boarding right there. I don't know if you can see, there's a couple frames there. There's an easel behind the door. So I'm like a jack of all trades here. I've gone through the whole gamut of all sorts of little hobbies and interests. Boy, I'm babbling a lot today, ain't I? We're almost done over here, guys. Hold on. I'm going to put the camera down because I want to get a sip of tea. I don't know what I hit on my camera. There we go. Yo, stop there, Engineer Rick. Anyway. Or, like I was saying, try something new also within the train hobby. Like I said, maybe weathering, or, you know, something you haven't done before, or, I don't know, building trees, scratch building a building or something, you know? Something that's new. Mr. Torres there baking his head in front of the lights. Alright, I think we're done. I think I'm going to put this away before I skewer myself. Alright, we're going to grab these 2 cars, and then we'll head back up, grab our other 2 pickups, and then we'll run out. Ooh, look at that. I guess technically we should stop. Yes, we did get a connection there. And yeah, I know a lot of people have mentioned it, but yeah, this street right here, I think is going to be sort of an abandoned street. So it's going to be blocked right over there before that first rail. Kind of similar to what I did over by the junkyard. Put a little guardrail over there, you know, end of the line. Maybe like a little dead-end street right there with not much going on. I think that's what's going to happen right there. That'll make it a little bit more interesting. Anyway, let's see. My camera's running low. Again, battery. Since I started filming with 4K, it's like my batteries don't last as long. And then when it's warm, the camera tends to overheat after a little bit. So I'm not having the problems today since we're, you know, a freezing 60, 65 degrees here. But I got a spare battery in my pocket. We're gonna run up here. We'll grab these two box cars here and then head home. So I think we're gonna call it right there as soon as we get up here and start shoving back up. We've chit-chatted about all sorts of little things, how to stay motivated, couplers, RC cars. Yeah, if you're interested, by the way, here we go, another plug for my RC car channel. Look in the description of this video, and I've got the links to my other two channels, RC car channel and the flight sim channel. And then while you're at it, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button over here. And if you're not subscribed to any of them, go subscribe to this channel and my other ones. If you're so inclined, of course. We'll come down here, we'll grab our two cars, get the heck out of here. Mr. Torres there is ready for lunchtime. Oh my goodness, look at this. Engineer Rick, really? We're never gonna make it with this battery. Alright guys, I think we're gonna pick this up next time around. Guys, again, I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you have a good weekend. Hope you're having a good week so far. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.